Comedies. Do I have any comedies? Huh. That is very... Yep, that happens. Well, maybe I guess we could watch Warlock. Or maybe we could watch The Mummy, the Evan Bond Can Still Meet the Mummy. Or, oh yeah, I know, maybe we could watch Young Frankenstein on VHS. So, watching them back, we could watch The Gallows. But, you know, this time we're not talking about something that's on Blu-ray or VHS or anything of that nature, and I cannot get these books to stay still. So yeah, we're going to be talking about a film from Rob Schneider. In this case, Big Stan.
Little dude like you, be an easy mark.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, isn't there anything I could do?
You join a gang.
What was this about? Well, this film tells the story of a real estate con artist who gets sentenced to 3 years in prison and spends the 6 months beforehand getting trained by a martial arts guru to survive in prison. So this was Henry Gibson's final film before his role in 2009, and also, this would also be David Carradine's, one of his films before he passed away in 2009 as well. I'll be honest and say that I have, when looking back, I have some bit of experience with watching Rob Schneider's films. I suppose I could say whether it was The Hot Chick.
If you let him go all the way, then you are a horticulturist studies flowers, geologist studies rocks. The only thing a guy wants from you is a place to put his cockroaches, beetles, butterflies, and bugs. Nothing makes him happier than a giant pair of jugglers and acrobats and dancing bear named Chuck. All guys really want to do is forget it, no such luck. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Or heck, even, The Animal, or heck, maybe, Deuce Bigalow, I believe, and all that. I have to say that, at first, the character, of Stan, he's, in the film, at the beginning of the film, he starts off as, a con man who, is going to be, go to jail because of committing fraud, in a way.
I got it. We bribed the judge.
I'm not gonna bribe the judge.
Bribe him.
I'm not gonna bribe him.
Bribe him?
Oh, please. I'm not gonna bribe him.
Bribe him!
No! I told you. I don't practice that kind of law, and I never will. You wanna bribe the judge? You be my guest. I'm sure any shyster on the street will be happy to do it for you.
So, I guess I kind of, think, he comes off as a bit of, the character of Stan comes off as a bit of a sleazy guy. And as the story goes on, yes, he is willing to learn all these things about the martial arts to try to defend himself because, this film came out in 2007, so there was, folks are going to say, nervous about that and all that kind of deal. Because he's worried about, hey, am I going to get beat up or attacked and all that stuff? So one thing that, you're probably not expecting for is that this film has a bit of martial arts to it. Whether it's the training sequences in which Stan is, learning, how to punch or do kung fu. I do kind of think it's at least kind of funny is in the way he is able to, the one master technique he uses is he's going to use his middle finger to break boards. I will say that at first, I was all for him, learning how to defend himself. you know, like while in prison. Um, and yeah, like I gotta say, he also his wife is the character of Mindy Minton, played by Jennifer Morrison.
It's not just one little break, it's everything. All you think about is yourself. You're the most selfish man who ever lived, ever!
Whoa, excuse me? Selfish? I find that funny. I really do. Because I've given you everything you've ever wanted.
Crazy.
I gave you this house.
It's in your name.
I gave you those boobs.
You wanted these.
If that name sounds familiar, she will like later become bigger and well known for things like Once Upon a Time and all that. However, she did have like say some a more like, you know, like say roles where like say, yeah, that wasn't the best. Whether it was the film, the Superfly remake.
All right. Wow. You're amongst friends.
Maybe we'll get there eventually, because I have a lot to say about that film. Yeah, I'm gonna say honest and say that yes. At first, I felt like, okay, this is all right. It's kind of funny at times. I will say that at first, like when Stan gets into jail and like, you know, he goes like say, "Hey buddy, that's my bunk," and at first like he's like say, "Oh come on, leave off shorts." Off Larry, mostly because like, you know, he just plops him off the bed and then all that, and I'm just thinking like saying, "Oh, that's mean," but I do love the reaction he gives him, like what he says to him.
You might want to change the sheets. I'm kind of a compulsive masturbator.
Shorts, that's your bunk.
Really?
Absolutely.
So I mean, yeah, I found at times, yeah, this film could be funny and all that. Like there's the sequence in which Stan basically fights back against all the other guys in the jail and all that. But eventually all the guys can go like say, "Huh, yeah, maybe he's not like say a bad guy and all that." So eventually they go like say, "You know, we're not gonna mess with Stan. Yeah, we're not gonna mess with him." And eventually like he goes like say, "Hey guys, instead of being jerks to each other, let's just try and get along, have all the good fuzzies and all that." So he tries to get everyone really into mariachi music. While, you know, having people go and say, hey buddy, and all that sort of thing. But one thing that ends up happening, like, you know, sort of films like this, like, you know, like when one character goes like say, hey, they discover like a secret in that the warden of the prison, he goes like say, I'm gonna try and get rid of the get the prison closed so I can sell the land and all that. And at first Stan goes along saying, okay. But eventually he was like say that the warden's gonna say, hey, I want it all to look like a rampage, so in that way we can make it look like the prisoners have to be put down to him. So eventually like Stan goes, I need to get out of here. Mostly because he doesn't want anyone to get hurt and all that. And I kind of do feel bad when everyone is, you know, like when Stan is just like say, hey, like please leave me alone and all that. He's because at first I'm guessing he doesn't really want to tell everyone what is actually going to happen in a way.
I thought you cared about us. Well, I don't.
and all that. So yeah, I did think at times this film could be funny. I mean, yeah, I kind of thought this film was kind of funny. It had some, had some funny elements to it, like say, David Carradine's character, the Master, and all that. But especially like the sequence when Stan is fighting the number one, best the Master's best fighter and all that stuff at the end of the film, and eventually Stan has a baby and all that. So yeah, like I thought this one was alright. I mean, I guess when it comes to Rob Schneider films, I gotta say, looking back, I'd say the film that I kind of like look back at and say, yeah, this one's not bad, is The Benchwarmers.
Oh, get out!
I didn't expect you to forgive me. I mean, look, I know because of me you were never able to feel what it was like to play ball or be part of a team. So, I want to give you my hat, Marcus. Because even though you didn't know it, you were the heart and soul of this squad. I'll see you around, buddy.
I like that one, looking back at it. See you next time.